Broski, broski. I can't help but deceive myself into believing that South Africa was supposed to be great. I honestly believe that I just feel like South Africa was supposed to be great. A powerhouse far from where we are right now. Like, I could come here, bro, and talk about how I think it should be here economically. I think it should be here, as a culture, as a race. And I feel like, no. But the truth of the matter is, bro, that's not my area of expertise. And most of y'all may argue that I'm not an expert of anything. Yeah, cool. But, like, I relate more to sports. And through sports and what South Africa has been doing in the sports scene, bro, all of that makes me believe, in fact, makes me wonder if South Africa is just intentionally sabotaged by outward forces. I mean, how many of y'all are familiar with running? No, I'm not talking about 100 meters, 200 meters. That is running, track and field, athletics. But I'm talking marathons. If you think about your half marathons, you're 29.5 kilometers. If you think about your marathons, your actual full marathons, you're 42 kilometers. Now think about running 100 kilometers. Hell, bro. I bet you right now, bro, my max is like 20, maybe a half marathon. Maybe I can do a half marathon. Not at speeds or elite speeds, you know what I'm saying? But that's probably my max. But now think about running 100 kilometers off the bat. 100 kilometers off the bat, bro. It's kind of insane, you know what I'm saying? I can't put it into perspective because I'm also good at my geography. I would imagine it's, can I say from here to the Eastern Cape?
Oh hell no! Oh hell no!
I don't know, but it's goddamn far. So the first ever known human being just ran 100 kilometers in under 6 hours. So it's a record. Yes, it was an organized event, but the first ever known human being just ran 100 kilometers. Not the first ever known human being as in, whoa, the first human being we discovered, no. The first individual to run 100 kilometers just did it in under 6 hours. And guess what? He's South African. I came across this story a while ago, and I don't know, for some reason, it just motivated me and inspired me to do this video. But like, it also inspired me into thinking that, you know what, maybe South Africa isn't what we all seem, or what it seems as if it's cut out to be. I mean, on the 26th of August 2025 in Italy, an organized race by Adidas. Quick. If Adidas is watching this, bro, I can run too, trust me, like, gear me.
What the fuck is you talking about?
What the fuck was that?
I'm sorry, man. I wasn't thinking about it. Man.
Dumb. But like, Sibusiso Kubeka, a South African ran 100 kilometers in under 6 hours. I don't know what was the actual time. Probably something 5:59. I don't know, 5 hours 59 minutes, something close to that. Something crazy. 100. Just imagine running 10 kilometers in under 40 minutes. Do you know how difficult that is? And a South African just did it in under 100 kilometers in under 6 hours. A South African. Like, this is just a testament as to what South Africa is, where South Africa is meant to be, or what South Africa is capable of doing. You know what I'm saying? Bro, these trees, these plants are getting too big. It's attracting a ladder. I just believe South Africa was supposed to be so great, bro. And I feel like, I don't know how to put it. I'm not much of a farmer or should I say horticulturalist. You know what I'm saying? But I would imagine that when you plant something and it almost seems like it's not growing because of whatever reason, but like it's still forcing matters. You know what I'm saying? I feel like South Africa is literally a plant that has all the odds against it, but it's still forcing a flower out. It's still forcing pollination. It's still forcing all these things. You know what I'm saying? I feel like sports is a testament to that. Bro, South Africa is literally rising against the odds in every single way. In every single way, we are combating obstacles, and we are always finding a way. We are finding a way to do well in this smaller nyana. South Africa, yes, it's pillaged by corruption and governance issues. We literally was facing these things within. If you think about what's happening within Cricket SA, Cricket SA had a corruption report recommending criminal cases. I think it was the same within Netball SA. The misuse of funds, etc. You know how the story goes. You all know how the story goes. Despite all of this corruption, all of this, bro, we are just finding a way to use our raw grit to do well on the international stage, to do well on the national, provincial stage, whatever it is, bro. South Africa's still fighting, bro, and our leaders are literally assassinating and killing South Africa in real time. And all we can't do much because we've been talking and crying for so many years, bro. Our birds are crying, bro. Our birds are literally crying. Our fish are literally crying. Our animals are literally crying. Our people are crying. We're literally being assassinated by leaders in real time, whoever's in charge of South Africa. And we can't do much because we're literally being silenced in real time. We can't do much but to do this and to perform. We're literally here as a nation. If you think about the tariffs and the economic constraints, making it harder for our athletes to get world-class equipment and gear, you know what I'm talking about, to travel to international competitions frequently. If you think about all these things, bro, that are the odds are just stacked against us. If you think about inequality and unequal access, I was literally watching a race. I was watching races actually on the SuperSport Schools app, and I just noticed something that is, maybe it's not so, maybe I'm wrong, or I saw it in a different, you know what I'm saying, maybe it's not that deep, but it's like these predominantly white schools are the ones that are always showing up, you know what I'm talking about, and it's not our fault, you know what I'm saying, it's not our fault, it's just they know what they want, they're doing shit better. These white schools are constantly showing up, you know what I'm talking about. Maybe not, but then I always see Help McCart there, you know, you see a Park. Some of you may argue, no, but like, you know, you see these schools out there performing, and their students, their athletes are performing so well, you know what I'm talking about, at that level. But then when you get to the international stage, for example, let's say the South African national team, how many white athletes, how much soccer players do we have in the South African national team? Bafana. You know what I'm saying? I mean, rugby is a different, you know what I'm saying? It's, I don't wanna, you know what I'm saying, but like, the schools I've went to, you know, like, especially primary, we didn't have sports in primary, you know what I'm talking about. I feel like it's a testament as to how some students don't have that access to sports at all. Imagine a primary school, a public primary school with no sports. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, high school was a different story, but like, can you imagine? You know what I'm saying? I think it's a testament as to how talent is being wasted at Limestone because of inequality and unequal access. But despite all of this, we still found a way as South Africans. Why? Because South Africans, we're resilient. We still find a way. I mean, look at this, bro. I'm not much of a fan of rugby, but like, we can't ignore this. You know what I'm talking about? We can't ignore this. Like, Springboks continue to dominate on the international stage, bro. International stage, bro. Fighting people like Australia. I don't know if Australia's a competitor. I don't know, but I know New Zealand is big at some point. You know, the Blacks. It's still like we causing problems on the international stage, you know, and I feel like that's something I can be proud of as a South African, you know what I'm saying? Even though it doesn't affect me, even though it doesn't help me in any way, but I feel like it's something I can be proud of, you know what I'm saying? You think about South Africa's success in the recent or the last Olympics, bro. I think it was a silver, 1 gold, 3 silvers, 2 bronze. You know, I feel like we could have done better. If you look at the recent world champs, the ones that just ended right now, I think we came back with 1 bronze, 4x4, but light play, weight for Nick Kerk. I think Zaki Tinene was part of it too. You know, like I said, we could have done better, but like, it shows, you know, South Africa has that potential. South Africa is supposed to be great, and it's showing through sports. It's showing through sports. We're like a sapling that is forcing matters. I feel like the thing is, bro, South Africans, I feel like if you look at our history and where we come from, and how apartheid was designed, you know what I'm saying? I feel like we may not understand what happened. We may not understand what happened, but we're so stubborn and resilient. Bro, we found a way. We found a way to keep on going. And we're here now. Yeah, there's not much. It's not much, but we're here now. You know what I mean? We are diverse. Y'all call it the Rainbow Nation. I'm not much of a fan. If you know me, you know I'm not much of a fan. I feel like Rainbow Nation, the term, is a psyop, just like a democracy. It's a psyop. But like, we don't only dominate in rugby, we only dominate in this, in track and field. We don't dominate in 100 meters, maybe we dominate in ultra running, you know, Quebec. We dominate in distance running, you know what I'm saying? Middle distance running. You know what I'm saying? Swimming. Remember Chadwick Claw at some point? Bro, at some point I used to think Chadwick Claw was way better than, or is it Michael Phelps? I used to think he was the legend, but you know, it turns out it's not. But it's still, you know what I'm saying? Like, we not only do football, but like we got our cricket team, we got our tennis players too. Netball is doing moves. If you think about the water polo, I don't know, I'm joking, I don't know nothing about a water polo team, but like, this besides the point. You know what I'm saying? We are diverse. And if you can spread this diversity properly, if you can spread our resources and equally, you know what I'm talking about, and push all these teams equally, bro, I feel like Not only are we gonna, bro, not only are we gonna dominate in sports, but we're gonna dominate all around. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's gonna pour into everything else. Well, that might not be the case, but I feel like this delusion is a delusion that everybody can accept. These short sportive successes they're literally revolutionizing, because everything is televised, everything is on the media. These short successes, these rugby successes, these athletic track and field, these ultra running, ultra marathon successes, they literally revolutionizing the next generation of athletes. They literally revolutionizing this next, bro. How many stories are going to hear of athletes that come out and say that Siya Kolisi is the one that inspired them to keep on going? I think it was the first black South African, it was the first black captain, Springboks captain, I think. How many athletes are going to come out and be like, yo, you know, ever since, you know, I'm putting it out there now, ever since South Africa qualified for the World Cup, 2026 World Cup, you know, it pushed me to, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's besides the point. Whether or not they qualify is besides the point. You know what I'm saying? But like, how many individuals are gonna come out and be like, I'm doing this and I'm doing this because somebody else did it and it showed me that it's possible? I feel like we can overcome these problems, and it shows through sport. The odds are stacked against us, but still we try to push. You know what I'm saying? We try to you know what I'm saying? I just feel like at the end of the day, we can learn from these examples. We can learn from these examples and we can thrive as a nation.